Welcome to Kalos's Gaming Table. I am Kalos. Lately, I've been reviewing new Battletech products, as well as going over some of the more common Battletech weapons. I did want to get back to going over the mechs from TRO 3025, however. Today we're going to talk about a light mech that survived the First Succession War and became a favorite for the Federated Sons, continuing service all the way into the Ill Clan era. Here it is, in all of its 30-ton glory. Korean Enterprises VLK Valkyrie. The Valkyrie was originally a design to be sold to the SLDF, but due to some legal shenanigans, namely being accused of being a copy of the Wasp Lamb, the Valkyrie's production and deployment was pushed until after the American Civil War, not seeing service until 2787. At that time, the only factory producing the Valkyrie was on New Avalon. As a result, the only nation to have the Valkyrie, at least initially, was the Federated Sons. The Fed Sons used the Valkyrie to replace its aging Wasp and Stinger units. It was heavier than both, though a little slower, but it did have jump jets to compete with both the Wasp and the Stinger. The Fed Sons would sell Valkyries to Merc units under their employ, but salvage or theft was the only real way to get a Valkyrie outside of the Federated Sons. Korean Enterprises continued to churn out between 130 and 200 Valkyries each year throughout the first 3 succession wars. With the factory being on New Avalon, production of the Valkyrie was relatively safe. With the merger of the Federated Sons and the Lyran Commonwealth, the Valkyrie became a more common mech in the growing AFFC. With the recovery of the Helm Memory Core, the Federated Commonwealth was able to start producing Valkyries at a much faster rate. The FedCom Civil War threw some of that production into chaos, as one of the production factories was in the St. Ives Compact. That fact gave the Capella Confederation production of the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie, like most mechs, has enjoyed a wide variety of variants over the years. Since it was deployed after the Kerensky Exodus, there was not a Clan 2C variant of Valkyrie. So, what makes a Valkyrie a Valkyrie? The Valkyrie VLK QA is a 30-ton light mech that is pretty inexpensive at 2.2 million C-bills, or 723 battle value per unit. The VLK QA is armed with an LRM-10 and 1 ton of ammo for ranged attacks, and a medium laser for close-in support. That 1 ton of ammo gives the LRMs 12 shots before running dry. The medium laser has no such limitations. 11 heat sinks help keep the Valkyrie cool, though it can heat up bounding around on its jump jets. The VLK QA has a movement profile of 585. 6 tons of armor protect the Valkyrie, though as a reminder, it is a light mech. It is mobile, but it doesn't take much to ruin the day of a Valkyrie pilot. The Valkyrie has been modified numerous times over the years to fit the needs of whoever is using them. The VLK QF swaps the medium laser for a flamer, giving it the ability to hunt down and eliminate infantry. Sure, it has to get close in to use it, and it has no other close-range weapons, but the infantry are asking for it, right? First real big update to the Valkyrie came in 3049 when the goodies from the Helm Memory Core were being used for the first time in centuries, at least in the Inner Sphere. The VLK QD replaced its medium laser with a medium pulse laser. Yes, it has a shorter range, but that -2 to hit certainly helps. The LRM-10 was ripped out and replaced with an LRM-10 that has Artemis 4. That gave the VLK QD a bump to its cluster rolls, making it more accurate. The VLK QD's chassis was upgraded with endosteel and ferrofibrous armor. It also included case, meaning that the Valkyrie would be salvageable if it took a hit to its ammo bin. Now the VLK QD also did lose a heatsink, dropping it down to 10, so that has to be factored in, especially if it's jumping around. The VLK QD-1 jumped onto the battlefield in 3067 and was another major change for the VLK. The QD-1 upgrades the engine to an XL engine. The LRM-10 with Artemis is swapped out for an LRM-15 with Artemis, and 2 tons of ammo. The medium pulse laser is replaced with an ER medium laser tied to a targeting computer. It still has the same VLK movement profile of 585, but the QD-1 is now cooled by 10 double heat sinks, giving it the ability to dissipate 20 heat. Sure, it might be a little over heat sinked, but it does give it some redundancy should it start to lose any of those heat sinks. The XL engine does make the VLK QD-1 vulnerable to a side torso kill. The VLK QD-2 is an interesting update. Debuting in 3069, the LRM-15 with Artemis is yanked out and replaced with 2 LAC-2s and a single ton of ammo. It also kept the ER medium laser with attached targeting computer. This variant can be used as a sniper, and while it might not have the same range as a normal AC-2, the LAC-2s can use specialty ammunition. The VLK saw use in the Dark Age as well, with the VLK QD-8. It had an upgraded engine, giving it a movement profile of 696. The normal LRM-10 that the VLK is known for was updated to an extended LRM-10, giving it a range of 12 for short, 22 for medium, and 38 for long. 2 tons of ammo fed this LRM launcher, giving it 18 trigger pulls before the bins run dry. The eLRM-10 does have a minimum range of 10 hexes, 4 more than the normal LRM-10. It also sported a light PPC, effectively giving it a 5-point medium laser that can reach out to 18 hexes. The light PPC does have the same 3 hex minimum range penalty of a normal PPC, however. The VLK Valkyrie is still getting updates and refits well into the Ill Clan era, which brings us to the VLK-C, a variant developed by Clan Wolf. Improved jump jets give it a movement profile of 588. It kept the Intersphere XL engine, added an XL gyro, but the medium pulse laser and the LRM-10 are updated to Clan versions, giving the medium pulse laser a longer range, not to mention doing 7 points of damage. The Clan LRM-10 launcher does not have a minimum range. 10 double heat sinks means that the VLK-C can jump, alpha strike, and not have to worry about heat. There are certainly more VLK variants out there, but I wanted to go over some of the ones that I found more interesting. Origins of the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is one of the unseen battle mechs that FASA phased out after its legal battles with Harmony Gold. The Valkyrie was originally based off Macross's VF-1S, which was actually the basis for a lot of other mechs including the Wasp and Stinger. Unlike the Wasp and the Stinger, the Valkyrie does not have a LAM variant. In the early 2000s, Ironwind Metals helped with Project Phoenix, and the Valkyrie got updated. The line art isn't horrible, and it does look kind of bug-like, but I'm not sure I'm seeing anything that I'd identify as a Valkyrie. But considering we didn't know the future of the franchise, we took what we could get. The Valkyrie did receive a pretty massive update for the Clan Invasion Kickstarter, certainly keeping a lot of its distinctive features, but not making it look like a carbon copy of the Wasp or Stinger. I really dig the update for the Valkyrie. I hope you're finding these reviews of the classic TRO 3025 mechs fun and informative. If you are, please like, subscribe, share the video, and comment below. This helps grow my channel and fight the dreaded algorithm. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Bluesky. I share a lot of my paintings and work-in-progress projects there. If you'd like to more substantially support the channel, you can go ahead and click on my Ko-fi link below. Thank you. If you're looking to pick up a Valkyrie, you do have a few options. First, you can get the Intersphere Command Lance, where it enjoys the company of a Marauder, Archer, and Stinger. This can be purchased through your friendly local game store, the Catalyst Game Labs web store, Barnes & Noble, and any other places that sell Battletech products. You can also pick up the Project Phoenix Valkyrie from Ironwind Metals. The Valkyrie is a solid light mech, having an LRM-10 to hit targets at long range, and then close in and strike with a medium laser. It's mobile enough to get into range, and when things get dicey, jump away to get clear. There are numerous variants to fit almost any role or mission, and they are cheap enough to field 1 or 2 depending upon the operation. It's not going to go toe-to-toe with a heavy or an assault, but it can help flank them and thin that rear armor. What are your thoughts on the Valkyrie? What's your favorite variant? Do you like to field them in your force? Or is it more one of those units that you cram into it due to its low battle value? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.